Welcome. So, I'm going to talk about believing today and why it's so important. And I want you to sort of really think about what are you believing right now? Like, what do you believe to be true? If you're like I believed that I couldn't do it. It was too hard. I didn't think I was good enough to do it or figure it out. I was a failure. I believed in those thoughts. So you are believing in something. So, what I'm wanting you to look at is what do you want to choose to believe in? Because if you focus on those thoughts, believing those to be true, that's the results you're going to get. You're not going to lose the weight. And because those thoughts, remember, I've talked about our thoughts create our feelings, which drive our actions. So if you're feeling like you believing those thoughts, the actions you're going to take are not actions that are going to help you figure things out, how to look at like what's working, what's not working. That's why you're getting the results you're getting. Think about it. You follow a diet, and I've done this in the past. You follow the diet and you're not seeing results and on the scale or on your body. And those beliefs you've been having, those self-doubt, those, it's not going to work. I don't know if I can do this. Like all of those thoughts, they are so strong and take over. And that's why you quit. But what if you believed you could figure it out? You could find a way to lose that weight. If you believed that you could do it no matter what, no matter the obstacle, then when things happen, when life happens, when the number on the scale doesn't go down, you believe that, hey, what's not working here? How can I change it? You find that solution. Like one of my things is from Marie Forleo, it's figure outable. That's one of the things I use. Instead of going to my thoughts of self-doubt or failure, I can't do it, I go to the thought, I'm figuring this out. It is figure outable. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to look to see what I can change. Like that's the difference. Instead of believing the thoughts, the beliefs, and the thoughts that I used to have. And don't get me wrong, they still come up because I'm a human and I have a human brain, and they were there for so long. They're still back there. They're just not as strong. They're not as loud, but they do pop up once in a while. But when I hear them, this is the big thing. I don't make them bad. I don't think them wrong. I don't listen to them. I talk to them and I say, I hear you. Like that's one of the biggest things is we have to start paying attention to how we talk to ourselves. Like those thoughts, like you're a failure, all those beliefs I had about myself, you're not good enough. Hear them, acknowledge them, and talk kindly and gently to them. Like it's okay. That's what you've always believed. But I'm believing in a different way now. I believe I am good enough. I'm going to show myself I'm good enough. Like really then start focusing on, okay, this is the things that haven't worked, what my failures, all of that, but then do a shift, a perspective shift on, okay, but look at the things I have done well. Focus on that. So the minute your brain is pulling you to that direction, it's like, yeah, but I am a strong person. I have gotten through things. I can figure things out. Like I believe I can do the hard things. I believe that I can figure things out. Like it's that shift of perspective is so, so important. But you really have to like practice this and pay attention and be mindful that the minute your brain is pulling you in that other direction, the direction of that's what you've always thought, it's like, okay, but here's another way of thinking it. It's really about, like, you really have to focus on like changing where your brain, because what you focus on is what you're going to see more and more of and what drives your actions. So let's shift the perspective to all the things that have worked out that we can do. So when it comes to dieting and weight loss, I know it hasn't worked in the past. I get that. But don't have your brain focused on all the things that haven't worked and all the failures. Instead, really paying attention to, I believe that I can figure it out. So when it comes to a diet, okay, this is an example. We're on the diet, we're following it to a T, and then, life happens and we don't follow it and we quit. But if we believed we could lose the weight, instead of looking at, I haven't done well, I fell off the wagon, I'm going to start tomorrow maybe. It's like, okay, what actually happened? Like, this is what the diets don't tell us and teach us, is when the life happens and when we go off track is, okay, but I believe I can figure this out. So what actually happened here? I got to look at, like, how did this happening affect me? What were my thoughts? What were my feelings? Like, that's where it's at. One of the big things is having something that brings your brain back, because remember, we just got to redirect. I have this on the wall and I bought it, and it's the sound wave of the word believe. So, like I said, I've got a human brain. My brain goes to self-doubt many times. But then I look at that and I'm like, no, I'm going to focus on believing. And the thing is, it's a choice. That's the big thing that I didn't realize for a long time, was we have these beliefs. And yeah, I want to lose the weight and I want to believe I can do it. But it's that middle ground. But what you have to do is just make a decision. I'm going to believe, no matter what, when things come up, when my brain talks to me, I'm going to focus back to believing, trusting I can figure it out. And that's the thing, is so many of us have lost trust in ourselves that we can do it, that we can lose the weight. So the minute it doesn't work well, or, we eat off plan, it's like, well, see, told you so. But if you, like, it's that conscious decision of, I am believing, my brain, I'm going to believe. That's all I'm going to do. One of the things that happens with my clients is, yeah, I get it's really hard to believe you can do it when the past, evidence is showing you otherwise. I tell them, take it, instead of struggling with believing in you and believing you can do it, tap into my belief. That's one of the things my clients do. In the beginning, when they're making these changes, they're not believing they can do it. They're not believing it's going to make a difference. And what they do is, like, they hear me, that I believe in them. I believe this will work. It worked for me. It's working for all my other clients. So they then tap into, okay, Karen believes in me. I'm going to keep making these baby steps she's teaching me. I'm going to keep focusing on working on the basics. I believe Karen knows it. Karen believes in me that I can do it. Like, tapping into my belief in this process, belief in you. So every time your brain is trying to tell you, not going to work, you can't do it, but look at, Karen believes that I can do this. And that is what makes a huge difference with my clients in the beginning, because belief is really hard, especially when we keep our brain keeps going to past evidence. But when comes to a point where you then have to really decide, there's no other option. I'm believing. Self-doubt comes up, not listening to you, believing. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep focusing. I'm going to keep learning and growing, figuring this out. So I hope this has helped you. If you are still struggling with this, and I get it, because, I have still struggled for, in my business. I had to, I went through this process with weight loss, and then I had to do it all again with my business. Like, what we do in one area of our life also works in another area of our life. But if you need help, listen to my past podcasts, subscribe down below to get my new episodes. But if you're still going, I need more help, I have a group program. You can join that. It is a small, intimate group. We're all there to support each other and help you see what's going on in your mind that's stopping you from believing. That's a huge part of it. Sometimes we can't even see when we're in the thick of it. That's why group coaching works, or even my one-on-one coaching, it works. And that's how it helps me. Like, I have a coach, I still have a coach, and I had that group coaching program that helped me back when. We have to have somebody many times showing us our mind. We get caught in it and we get stuck in it and we can't see another perspective, another way. And having somebody like just hear it and mirror back, like, what is it going on? And it's like an aha moment. Ah, I get it. Let's shift this. So I hope this is helpful. Please subscribe down below if you're watching YouTube. Subscribe down below if you're on any of my podcast platforms. Subscribe down below. And I'd love for you to leave me some reviews. Leave me a review on, did this help? Did it not? Like, just let me know. I love feedback. I'm there for you and any way I can, because I understand the frustration and the disappointment and the shame and the guilt and the depression, like all of that. I've gone through that. And let me tell you, when you start believing in yourself and believing in you can do this, the weight comes off. Like, it is so much more, like, think about it, like, feel what it feels in your body to believe. It's a lighter feeling. When you've got self-doubt and feeling not well about yourself and low self-esteem, it's heavy. It's really heavy. And that's why weight loss is hard, because of the heaviness we have inside ourselves. But when we come from this place, then we're lighter and weight loss becomes so much easier. So have an amazing day. Bye-bye.